A traditional class in a bilingual high school in a normal day.
Good morning! Hello guys! Good morning! So today we have an interesting topic. So how do you feel today? Good. How do you feel today? Good. Today we have something interesting. We are going to explore part of my body. Do you know about it? You have any idea? Okay. In Spanish, yes, we know the part of that, but today we're going to explore this in English. So, can anyone help me with an example of human body? Okay, maybe can you give me an example in English? So, the part of your body, any idea? Maybe you have already know about your body. So, come on guys, it's a volunteer. I need your participation, so for this class. I'm ready to catch your attention, but I don't know what happened with you. Why don't you want to participate today? Hey guys, I'm here. I'm your teacher. I need to take a break, sorry.
No sé qué hacer, esta es la quinta vez que me pasa. Mis estudiantes no participan, necesito ver con el director, algo está pasando. No, director, necesito conversar con usted. Mis estudiantes no están participando como yo quisiera. Toda la clase está totalmente desenganchada de lo que yo estoy diciendo. No sé qué hacer. Ayúdenme.
Sí, vamos a buscar una solución ahorita con los profesionales. No hay problema, vamos a hacer algo.
After a long conversation, they agreed to request help from experts in the area. Good afternoon, Miss Jenny. I'm really happy to have you here. And well, as you know, we are going to find a solution for the problem we were facing in this institution. And well, we are waiting for the professionals, but I would like to know how were you feeling those days?
Good afternoon, Mr. Morales. I'm really happy to be here too. So I really appreciate you support me in this situation, some challenging situations that I'm have been facing during my teaching practices. So I really hope to find solutions for my problems.
Yes, of course, we're gonna do it. That's why we're doing this meeting, and we are waiting for the doctors. As you know, they are in the other part of the world, and we have to match our schedules. And just wait for them a little bit and prepare the ideas we have to.
Okay.
Yes, to present the problem, and then, well, I would like to make a research about this because it's the better way to find a solution, even to apply in our institution. We're gonna work really hard now.
That sounds great.
Nice. Well, now, good afternoon, Dr. Harol and Dr. Jenner. We are so happy to have you here. I'm really excited because with your help, with your knowledge, we are going to work on this situation. We're going to solve this situation. And well, let's see what happened. Maybe a research, maybe an article or an experiment, something that could help us. And well, this is Miss Jenny. Miss Jenny, this is Dr. Jenner and Dr. Harold. They are PhD from the other universities, and they are going to work with us in this situation.
Hi, nice to
Nice
meet
to
you, Miss.
meet you.
It
Nice
is
to
a
meet you
pleasure to
too.
be here.
Hi,
Same
Miss
to
Jenny.
you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi. Thank you for supporting me in this situation.
Thank you for joining to this brief meeting on short notice. Jenny, I hope you are doing okay after that challenging situation. Dr. Harold, Dr. Jenner, thank you so much for your time, and I hope we can work together in this situation.
Good afternoon, everyone. So it is a pleasure to be here. Thank you for supporting me in this situation. So I have been facing so many challenges in my classroom, and I really want to solve these problems. And with your help, I'm sure to find different solutions today.
I'm happy to be here. I watched the video you sent beforehand. I can imagine how frustrating it felt at that moment. How would like to work on it now?
Yes, it takes courage to share such raw images of classroom. Let's use it constructively. We should develop a research.
Exactly. Now I share the screen and let's check the video together. Then we are going to discuss and analyze what's happening in the situation, okay? I'm going to present you the video. Well, now let's see. This is the video.
I'm ready to catch your attention, but I don't know what happened with you. Why don't you want to participate today?
Hey guys, I'm here. I'm your teacher.
I get up. I need to take a break, so
And that was the situation. So according to that, as you can appreciate, we need to find a solution to improve the participation. Jenny, could you briefly remind us of what you felt in that situation, in that moment? Because we want to understand your perspective, first of all.
So I felt discouraged. I had prepared some interesting activities, some interactive activities, but my students didn't respond. When I asked some questions, they were silent. And eventually, I feel panic and I left the room. So sorry for that, but I want to prevent this for future classes.
Thank you for sharing, Miss Jenny. Well, let's ground this in an action research approach. We observe a problem here, in this case, minimal student participation. Then we plan intervention, implement, monitor, and reflect. So first, what make capture of study focus? What will be our goal with this new research?
Jenny, any initial thoughts?
That sounds good. I really want to implement some interesting strategies to boost my students' engagement and participation in my class.
That's clear. Its name context is middle school sciences. Our focus is interactive strategies, and the outcome is the participation. Then we could try implementation of interactive strategies to increase student participation in science classes in secondary level. We can refine later.
Okay, let's work on it.
Yes.
Yes,
I agree.
Now, with this idea, what is the goal of this research? In other words, what specific change or understanding are we aiming for?
So my goal is to identify which teaching practice meaningfully increase willingness to speak up and engage students, especially for those who tend to stay in silence. So I want to create a friendly classroom environment where all students feel motivated and engaging to participate.
Good. We want to help more students actively participate in their science class, and that feel like their voice really matters. To achieve this, we will try different ways of doing the most interactive and dynamic classes. In addition, remember we are interested in listening to students directly to understand what difficulties they find while participating, because their experiences are key to improving.
Yes, so I do at I'm first implement and evaluate strategies that meet increase participation, and second learning more about why students resist participants to inform ongoing practice.
Yes, that aligns well. Well, now, what actions will we take? So let's outline concrete interventions we can try, right?
Okay, first we can redesign lessons around a small collaborative task, assigning discussions or something like that. For second, maybe integrate student choice, so let them pick a subtopic or maybe a format. And finally, Include low-stake formatted checks, for example, quick pulls.
Excellent. Also consider using think peer search if a student think time, then discuss with our partners before sharing with the whole class that often lower the barriers to speaking publicly.
And perhaps anonymous questions, slips, or digital tools like, for example, online whiteboard, where students can post ideas without naming themselves. That can build confidence gradually.
Great ideas! I can sequence and start with anonymous brainstormings, then think pairs shared, then small group discussions, and culminate with ensure student-led presentations. So I will rotate groups to diversify per interactions.
Yes, of course, Jenny. And what do you think to plan a cycle? You can choose one unit or two lessons and then to apply the sequence. Well, we'll treat this as a pilot and we can work it.
Agree, Jonathan. Now, who will use assessment to monitor progress or measure results? We need both evidence of participation change and insight into student perception.
First, baseline data. Record participation levels in a typical lesson. For example, count numbers of students who speak at least once, number of contributions, perhaps using a simple tally sheet. Also gather students' feedback on why they hesitate through a brief anonymous survey.
I can review last week's video and teleparticipation instance as a baseline. Then, after interventions, record a comparison.
Then, during intervention, keep a participation rubric. For example, rate engagement in work group. On scale, 1, no engagement, 2, some engagement, 3, active engagement. Also collect short reflection after each lesson. Ask students to write one sentences like, today I felt, or I wish I could. This provides us with a qualitative data.
Additionally, schedule a mid-cycle focus group or PIT interviews with volunteer students to ask which activity helped you feel more comfortable participating. That depends understanding.
That's perfect. And at the end, we can compare baseline and post-intervention tallies, the rubric scores also, and the thematic analysis of reflections. So, well, we can present findings in a short report and adapt for future lessons for the other subjects.
Understood. I will prepare simple tracking sheets and design the student survey, and I will share draft for feedback before implementation.
Perfect, Jenny. Also, plan a brief check in hallway to review every data. Adjust strategy if needed. Action research is interactive.
Right. Keep records of any contextual factors, for example, class size, time of day. They might influence participation, and document your own reflections about what felt effective or not.
Oh, great. This is shaping up really well. And just to recap, I'm taking notes. Well, we have as research title, Investigating Interactive Strategies to Boost Student Participation in Middle School Science Classes, right? And well, we also have a goal, increase participation and understand underlying barriers. It is clear. We also talk about some actions according to implement a sequence of interventions first, then anonymous input, think, pair, share, structure group roles. That's what I have. And well, we can work with this. Student choice elements also and digital tools, that is important. And also for assessment, we have something to work, and it is the baseline and post-intervention tallies. So we agree on that, right? And the participation rubric, which is really important for us during the group work, exactly. And well, student service also, reflection, and optical focus groups. Yes, and also the teacher journal. So everything is clear. I have noted this because it's important for us to plan it very well. And well, we will meet again in a few weeks to review initial data. So we are going to analyze it later. So Jenny, does this feel manageable within your current schedule?
Yes, this plan feels structured and doubled. I really appreciate your support, your guidance, and I look forward to seeing how students respond.
I insight too. Give me parts of the of assessments. I can offer feedback.
And I can review the survey items to ensure clarity. We want questions that elicit honest input.
Yes, well, thank you so much, Al. Let's set a follow-up Zoom in, what do you think, 2 weeks or 3 weeks? And well, Jenny, after your first intervention lessons, send us a preliminary participation data and reflections, okay, to analyze how it's going on. And well, meeting adjourned, and sorry for that, but thank you for your collaboration, for your time. I know you are really busy with your professions, and well, we are gonna we are gonna be working on this continuously and collaboratively, okay, guys?
Thank you. Really, thank you. I really
Thank
appreciate
you, Mr. Morales.
your support.